Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into a book that's captivated millions around the world, Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
It's a story that's often described as a modern classic, and for good reason.
Definitely. It's the story of Santiago, a young shepherd in Andalusia who dreams of finding treasure near the pyramids of Egypt.
It's more than just an adventure story, though, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's an allegorical tale packed with symbolism and metaphors.
Right.
It's about recognizing signs.
Taking risks.
And ultimately, discovering your own personal legend, as Coelho puts it.
Which is basically about pursuing your dreams.
Exactly. Right from the beginning, we see Santiago's willingness to leave behind everything familiar. He gives up his life as a shepherd to chase this dream.
That initial leap of faith is crucial to the entire narrative.
It is. Have you ever felt that pull, that urge to break free and pursue something that feels almost destined for you?
I think that's a universal human desire, that longing for something more.
Yeah.
The courage to step outside our comfort zones.
Absolutely.
And pursue, like you said, a path less traveled.
And early on in his journey, Santiago has this chance encounter with Melchizedek, the king of Salem. This mysterious figure introduces Santiago to the concept of a personal legend.
And emphasizes the importance of paying attention to omens, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the universe is trying to nudge us in the right direction, wouldn't you say?
It's an interesting idea that when you truly desire something, the universe conspires to help you achieve it.
Melchizedek calls it the principle of favorability. Those early successes, those little wins, can be seen as signs of encouragement from the universe.
Makes you wonder, huh?
It does. Like, are we just missing those signs in our own lives?
Maybe. Think about a time when you started something new and things just seemed to fall into place effortlessly.
Oh, yeah.
Coelho's suggesting those moments are more than just coincidence. They're like hints from the universe, little nudges in the right direction.
It makes you think.
Yeah?
And Melchizedek also gives Santiago those Urim and Thummim stones to help him with decisions, those magical yes or no stones. What do you make of those?
I think they represent a reliance on something external for guidance.
Okay, yeah.
But as Santiago's journey progresses, he realizes that the real omens, the true signs, are all around him,
Interesting.
woven into the fabric of life itself. He learns to listen to his intuition, to pay attention to his surroundings.
Trust his gut.
Exactly. But of course, not all of Santiago's journey is smooth sailing.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, almost as soon as he arrives in Tangier, he gets robbed.
What a blow, huh?
It is. It's a harsh reminder that the path to fulfilling your dreams isn't always easy.
It's a pivotal moment in the story, though,
It is.
because it's a test of Santiago's resilience, his ability to bounce back from adversity.
He could have easily given up and gone back home.
Right, but he doesn't.
He adapts.
Finds a way to survive.
And ultimately, this setback leads him to an unexpected opportunity.
To work for the crystal merchant.
Exactly. Which initially seems like a detour from his personal legend, but
Yeah. It's with the crystal merchant that Santiago learns some valuable lessons, don't you think?
absolutely. Lessons about patience, perseverance.
The importance of recognizing opportunities in unexpected places.
Right. And it's interesting how the crystal merchant, even though he's initially resistant to change,
Uh-huh.
he eventually embraces this idea of maktub, meaning it is written.
Just a powerful concept.
It is like this acceptance of a greater force at play.
A recognition that some things are simply meant to be.
Like they both realize they're part of something bigger than themselves.
Exactly. And it's during this time that Santiago realizes he's been speaking this language without words for years.
Oh, yeah, that's a fascinating concept.
A language he understood through his sheep, the desert, the rhythms of nature.
A language of intuition,
Feeling
understanding the interconnectedness of all things.
precisely.
And I think that's something we all possess, right? That inner voice, that gut feeling.
We do.
But it's so easy to get caught up in the noise of everyday life and miss those subtle whispers of intuition.
It's a challenge we all face.
It is. But Santiago's journey reminds us to slow down, to tune in.
To listen to that inner voice that often speaks in a language without words.
And as Santiago keeps going, he encounters another powerful force that shapes his destiny.
Love.
He arrives at an oasis and meets Fatima, and boom, instant connection.
Love at first sight.
Right. That feeling of recognition, like they've known each other in a past life.
Their connection adds a new layer of complexity to Santiago's personal legend.
It does. Now he's torn between pursuing his dream and wanting to stay with the woman he loves.
It's a dilemma that a lot of us can relate to, that struggle between following our hearts and honoring our commitments.
And Fatima's response is incredible. She doesn't try to hold him back.
Yeah.
In fact, she encourages him to follow his dream.
To fulfill his personal legend.
She gets it, you know? That true love doesn't restrict, it empowers.
Exactly. She understands that holding someone back from their dreams ultimately diminishes the love they share.
Have you ever experienced that? Where someone you love wants the best for you, even if it means letting you go.
It's a powerful reminder that the people who truly love us want to see us grow,
Evolve,
achieve our full potential.
even if it means being apart for a while.
Right.
But Fatima isn't the only guide Santiago encounters. He eventually meets the Alchemist, this mysterious, wise figure.
Oh, the Alchemist.
What a character. He becomes Santiago's mentor, you know, guiding him through the more esoteric parts of his journey.
Teaching him about alchemy, the soul of the world, the true nature of transformation.
Your relationship is so interesting. It's more than just a typical student-teacher thing.
Right.
It's like the Alchemist is unlocking something within Santiago.
Helping him tap into his own innate wisdom.
And potential.
And I love the story the Alchemist tells about the miner who spends years searching for an emerald.
Oh yeah, he gets so close, but gives up right before striking it rich.
What a story.
It really makes you think.
And it's not just about perseverance, right? It's also about recognizing when to let go.
Trusting that sometimes the universe has a different plan.
Exactly.
It's like a reminder that we may be tested, even when we're on the verge of achieving something big.
The Alchemist seems to be saying that sometimes the greatest discoveries happen when
we surrender to the flow of life.
Yes. Trusting that the universe will lead us where we need to be.
And as Santiago keeps going, the challenges get tougher.
Yeah. Each one pushing him further out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
He encounters tribal wars, right?
Yeah. Navigates treacherous landscapes.
Even has that close call with the venomous cobra, remember?
Oh man. In the desert, each of these encounters, they force Santiago to confront his fears.
His doubts, too.
And to really rely on his intuition and the wisdom he's gathered along the way.
It's interesting, though, how the Alchemist's advice kind of plays into all of this.
Oh, right. When he tells Santiago, trust your heart, but don't forget you're in the desert.
Yeah.
What a powerful statement.
It's such a good reminder to balance that inner wisdom with, a healthy dose of realism.
Being practical.
Yeah, practicality.
So staying true to yourself while being aware of the dangers around you?
It is like a dance, almost,
Right.
between intuition and logic.
Following your heart and using your head.
Exactly.
I mean, the Alchemist not just teaching Santiago about alchemy.
Right.
He's teaching him about life.
About navigating all the messiness of human experience.
Yeah. And then there's that moment where Santiago is captured. Right?
Oh, yeah.
By those tribesmen.
By the tribesmen.
And he has to prove that he can turn himself into the wind.
What a challenge.
Can you imagine? Talk about pressure.
It's a turning point in the story, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Forces Santiago to face his deepest fears.
Head on.
Yeah. And tap into a power, I think, that he didn't even know he had.
The thing is, he doesn't actually have any magical powers.
Right. Well, no, not in the traditional sense.
It's his belief in himself.
His connection to the soul of the world.
Right. It's almost like by surrendering to the unknown, he's able to access something bigger.
That scene with the sandstorm is so powerful visually.
It is.
It shows how we sometimes have to push ourselves to the limit to really face those fears.
In order to reach our true potential.
Right, and it's about surrendering to something bigger than ourselves, too.
Yeah, trusting that even when we feel lost and alone,
The universe will support us.
but he doesn't let it go to his head.
No.
He stays humble.
Which is so important.
Even after this incredible display of power, recognizing that true power comes from mastering yourself.
Right, not from controlling others.
And then,
Yeah,
the alchemist transforms lead into gold.
right in front of him.
It's not just a magic trick.
No.
It's symbolic, like a metaphor for the transformative power of alchemy,
Yeah.
both inner and outer.
Like inner transformation.
Right. Transformation is possible,
It is.
but it takes patience,
Dedication.
dedication for sure,
Yeah.
and a deep understanding of the natural world.
Think about the symbolism of lead. This dull, heavy metal
Yeah.
transformed into gold.
The symbol of purity, enlightenment,
Spiritual awakening.
and it mirrors Santiago's own transformation.
From a simple shepherd to...
Right, to someone who can tap into the soul of the world.
Exactly.
It's like a reminder that true transformation isn't about external changes or money.
Right.
It's about refining our own character,
Our thoughts, our beliefs.
even just our approach to life.
Absolutely. And as they get closer to the pyramids, there's this crucial moment where the alchemist tells Santiago,
Oh, I remember this.
he says, before a dream is realized, the soul of the world tests everything that was learned along the way.
It's like a final exam
Yeah.
before you get your diploma.
And that final test,
Talk about brutal.
brutal's an
He
understatement.
gets beaten and robbed by thieves.
Right at the very end.
Just steps from where he believes the treasure is buried. It would have been so easy to give up at that point.
It would.
To feel like the universe had just completely betrayed him. But he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's incredible. This experience leads him to a pretty profound realization.
It does. About the true nature of his treasure?
That it wasn't about the gold he was looking for.
Right.
It was about the journey itself.
The wisdom, the love he found.
The transformation he went through.
The real treasures are the experiences, the relationship,
The lessons learned
the growth.
that we accumulate along the way. And the gold, it was just a symbol of all those intangible riches.
Exactly. And then there's this really cool thing Coelho does with the power of belief.
Oh, yeah.
Even after everything, Santiago holds on to that belief in his personal legend.
He doesn't let it go.
No. And it leads him to the treasure.
That belief is the fuel, right?
Yeah. The fuel that keeps him going.
Even when it feels like everything's against him.
Even when it feels impossible.
Okay, but so where does he actually find the treasure at the pyramids? Like a big chest full of gold.
Well, this is where Coelho really throws us for a loop. Remember how Santiago was robbed near the pyramids?
Yeah.
It turns out the treasure wasn't there.
What?
It was buried back in Spain under the sycamore tree where he had that first dream.
So he traveled all that way, faced all those challenges.
For the treasure to be back where he started.
Whoa!
Exactly. And that's the point. It was never about the gold.
It was about the journey?
Yeah. The transformation, the self-discovery, the heartbreak, the resilience,
Wow.
the growth, all of it.
Mind-blowing. It's like he had to go through all of that to leave everything behind, face his fears, risk it all, just to come full circle.
To realize what he was searching for was always within him.
And he chooses to go back to Fanemore.
He does.
He realizes that love and purpose can coexist.
Yeah.
He learns that true love doesn't hold someone back from their dreams.
It encourages them to fly.
It's such a beautiful ending.
It is. He achieves his personal legend and finds true love.
But obviously, not everyone's journey is going to be as epic as Santiago's.
Of course not.
Right? The Alchemist is an allegory, a story full of symbolism and metaphors
Right.
that illustrates, some deeper truths about life.
About the human experience.
It's not meant to be taken literally,
It's more of an invitation.
to look at our own journeys.
Yeah. Our own
Our
journey.
own personal legends.
To think about the ways we might be holding ourselves back.
So how do we actually apply all of this? The lessons from the Alchemist to our own lives, I mean.
Right.
Because we might not be wandering through deserts or, talking to the wind.
Yeah.
But there's still, a lot we can take away from Santiago's story.
Sitting up.
What resonates most with you?
I think for me, it's that reminder to pay attention
Yeah.
to those little whispers of intuition.
Oh, yeah.
Those subtle signs, the things we often just brush off as coincidence.
Yes, yeah. What if those synchronicities are actually the universe trying to,
Yeah.
guide us?
Towards our own personal legends.
It's like we need to cultivate a sense of awareness,
Become more attuned to that language of the world
the language that speaks through our feelings, our gut,
and those random events that might actually be connected.
in ways we can't even fathom.
Exactly.
And it's also about having the courage to take those risks.
Yeah. To step outside of our comfort zone.
To actually pursue those dreams that we've, tucked away.
Because we're afraid of failure or rejection.
What about the whole idea of maktub?
Hmm.
That some things are just meant to be. Does that mean we should just, passively accept our fate?
Or do we have the power to shape our own destinies?
Right.
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. It's been debated for centuries.
It has. I think Maktub isn't about giving up our free will.
Okay.
It's more about acknowledging that there are forces at play that are bigger than us.
Yeah.
Finding a balance,
Between.
between accepting what is and actually taking action.
to create the life we want. So it's not about just sitting back and waiting for things to happen.
No, not at all.
It's about aligning ourselves
Yeah.
with the flow of the universe,
Yeah.
trusting that we're being guided.
Even when we can't see the whole picture.
And maybe, just maybe, the greatest discoveries come when we surrender to the unknown.
When we let go of that need to control everything.
Yeah. Let the universe do its thing.
Exactly.
And I think maybe the most important lesson
Yeah.
is that the real treasure isn't the destination.
It's the journey.
Right. It's about savoring each step,
Each encounter, each challenge.
each triumph.
It's about recognizing that the growth,
Yeah.
the transformation, the wisdom we pick up along the way, those are the real rewards.
The riches that stay with us.
Even after we've achieved our goals.
So what does all this mean for everyone listening, trying to figure out their own path?
Their own personal legends.
Right. It's like it's an invitation
To look inward.
to reflect.
To ask yourself, what are those whispers in your heart that you've been ignoring?
What are those dreams you've pushed aside?
Out of fear.
Right. Fear of failing, of what people might think. What if you actually started paying attention to those omens?
For those synchronicities.
Yeah, the things that could be guiding you.
Towards your purpose.
Exactly. Maybe it's time to dust off those dreams, to take that first step.
No matter how small.
Because remember, the universe is on your side, even when it doesn't feel like it. You have the power to create the life you want.
To fulfill your personal legend.
And who knows? You might just discover that the treasure you've been seeking.
Was inside you all along.
And if you want to, really explore the wisdom of the Alchemist, we highly recommend giving it another read. You'd be surprised how much you discover each time.
It's one of those books that speaks to you differently, depending on where you are in life.
That's so true. And if you're feeling inspired, to check out more of Paulo Coelho's work.
I would suggest either The Pilgrimage
Okay.
or By the River Piedra. I sat down and wept.
Oh, I love that title.
They're both full of amazing insights about life and love, about the human spirit.
They are. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep, everyone, and never stop chasing those dreams.